This is Josh Widdicombe on a Saturday morning on XFM, and we arrive at what Neil said is many people's favourite part of the show to me. He said, bill it as that. But I've got such an ego, I refuse to.
I mean, not many things are as good as the tea slurping.
I know it is. It's actually the bit of the show I look forward to most, which is James Acaster. Hello, James.
Hello, Josh.
Going through telling us about one of his legendary scrapes. This didn't even start as a feature idea. It just kind of organically grew, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. Just as the start, because my stupid life.
So what have you got for us this week, James?
Well, this is the third time I've gone to the wrong thing. I mean, I've really. No,
you're in the right studio.
Yeah.
You weren't on Choice FM, were you?
I was supposed to be sitting down with Charlotte Church. This was quite a few years ago now when I had a lot of time on my hands and I was looking for any way to fill in the evening. So, and I feel like I should build up to this by saying that. But I went to. I googled what was on in Kettering. Where
Nothing came up, so
yeah. So I stayed in. Basically, there was something called Kettering Board Games Club.
Okay.
And I don't know. If anyone has ever been to a board games club.
I haven't been to a board games club, no.
I'm a fan of board games.
Yeah, I like a board game as much as the next man.
Yeah, I mean the website was fairly...
What's your favourite?
I like. Well, I used to really love Cluedo, but I don't really want to say that because obviously that gives you the heads up. You've got about 10 minutes of material.
I've got about 10 minutes of material. I'm not going to just do it on X. Oh, Cluedo, you say? Well, let me take you through this. No. So you turned up at the board games club.
Yeah, I bought a game called Thrice with me, which is
right.
Because I thought these people they play a lot of board games. If I bring Monopoly or something,
yeah. You'd be laughed out of town.
Yeah, that'll be it. But also, I don't want to show off too much. Back of it. So, Thrice on the board game, it's
mid-level.
Tagline is a simple game of tactics. I thought that is modest,
right up their street.
Still fairly into that. They're going to go. He's not too cocky, but you know. So I bought that along with me. I had it in my backpack and got my friend James Bugg. Not to be confused with Jake Bugg, to come along with me.
Yeah, Jimmy Bugg.
Yeah, he did bring his own board game. He
Jimmy
wanted getting on my fright action. Fair
enough.
No. And we knocked on the door, the centre, and this guy answered. He was wearing a Star Trek T-shirt.
Of course he was.
And he looked.
It was Mufti Day.
He was very confused. And he went, yeah, was like, we're here for the board games club. And he went, oh, okay. Led us up some stairs into this room.
Oh, no.
And we went into the room, and there's about 3 different tables.
Was it a house?
It was the Mind Centre. The Kettering Mind Centre.
Okay.
Now, but they just used it in the evening. That's all they did.
Yeah.
With board games club hired it out. But we went in the room, and there's 3 different tables, and... Very quickly,
me the board games club couldn't afford their own premises.
I mean, the budget was pretty tight that year for the Kettering Board Games Club.
I interject. Carry on.
No, interject all you like. But I'm not going to start, wielding the whip on my, during my scrapes. I'm not getting so indulgent on them. No one can interject with their own opinions or emotions at any point. But basically, here's the first thing that struck me when I walked in. There wasn't a board in sight. Which I felt... Now, there were some games, but the games were... I don't know if you've ever played or ever... You'll sort of be familiar with games like Warhammer.
I know of others, but I can't think of them. Well, there's Warhammer 40,000, which was set in the future.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hello.
Someone's more of a connoisseur than I gave him credit for.
What was it called? Games Workshop.
Yeah. So it was stuff like that. So there was one army one with all the little figurines, and there was another one like loads of fantasy figures like elves and wizards and stuff. And then another table they were playing like a card game, like trumpet each other and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And I thought, well,
Magic the Gathering.
It was Magic the Gathering. It was Magic.
That's what people at my school were into.
I thought I recognised you. Board games. But I saw this and I thought, well, Thrice is staying in the backpack. I'm not getting out a simple game of tactics in front of these people. They'll laugh me out of town.
Not an orc inside.
Yeah. So they were basically like what game do you guys want to play? And I was like, I've said the war one because I was like, well, that's most familiar. That's at least set in real life. I can't even begin to imagine what an orc does. So I was like, I played the army one.
Spare time.
But it was even more because we sat down. We were both like, there were two people playing the army game, and me and James were paired up with one of each. And I was with one guy, and he said, "Right, I've made up the rules to this game." So I invented the rules last night, and we've all got them written down on this piece of paper.
Yeah.
And
Oh my word!
And they said, first of all, let's decide what team do you want to be, the British or who wants to be the Germans? And no one was volunteering, so I went, "We'll be the Germans." And when I said, it was like I was actually saying, I wish the Germans had won. It was like everyone looked at me like, oh, you can't say that. But we ended up being the Germans, and I figured out about 30 seconds into the game that the British, this guy had painted his figurines himself. He painted the British Army to look like the characters from popular TV show Dad's Army. And at one point, I had to make the decision and shoot Pike in the face. Because you got to properly roll the dice, and it told you if you got a headshot or not. And I properly shot Pike in his face.
Ian Lavender,
who sadly, I mean, he's one of the few cast members who's still alive, and I picked him off early doors. As the game progressed,
Did Clive Dunn face you out?
Yeah, Clive. I was like, right, Dunn's next.
This is for Grandad.
As
So who were yours dressed as? The cast of Alfie's same pair?
If only. But as the game progressed, I made worse and worse decisions. Most of the time, I chose to hide behind a rock. And my teammate...
In the game?
Yeah.
Not in the room.
James, it's your go. You can't get out of this. How did you get a rock into the mine centre? But basically, my teammate got very frustrated with me and started saying stuff like, "You do realise we're going to lose if you keep this up," and we did lose. And he refused to speak to me for the rest of the evening. That was it. I was in the bad books. I had to go and make the teas as a punishment, and also get the biscuits. And I bought some. I found some caramel digestives, and they told me to put those back because he told me to put those back. He went, "We lost."
Amazing. Well, that is a classic scrape. I thoroughly enjoyed that. I can't believe you shot Ian Lavender in the face.
Also, none of them said goodbye to us. That is another thing I'd like to add.
Oh, yeah, of course they didn't. You're a bloodthirsty killer.
I'd never come back.
Don't kill him, Pike. Oh, well, thank you, James. That's going to take... Well, I say everything. That's going to take some topping.